Hey friends, hope you're having a nice day, and it's time to play some Zarya at the Sky Temple. Everyone is just chilling at the spawn there. So Zarya, I don't necessarily like to... I really don't like to play her. But don't get me wrong here, because she is an amazing hero with undeniable effectiveness to her. Like, she is almost always a good addition to the team. Like, she is always a good secondary tank. Like, after you have your first ETC or Muradin or whatnot, it's always a good idea to pick up Zarya, because she gets those shields, right? And the shields can be ridiculously overpowered, especially if you are good at using them. Like, if let's say you are a support main or whatever, right? Then you can just pick up Zarya and just have a very good time playing her, because you already know how supporting works, and you can properly utilize her abilities there and everything. Why did they... Wait, what happened there? Because Illidan charged to the front there, right? And then he somehow changed trajectory to me. I have no idea what happened there. Also, one of the more interesting things about Zarya is that she has the ability to... I'm gonna go for maximum hit. She has the ability to pick and choose almost all of her talents. Like, all of them are very situational, and all of them can be chosen for different situations. Like, there isn't a single like good build for Zarya, right? All of the talents that you would choose can be effective, and that's cool. That's really cool in my opinion. Like, that's what makes her very interesting to play. But as I said, I don't like playing her, and it's not really because of her. I don't think it's because of her kit or anything. It's probably something to do with the way she feels in fights, right? Because she is ranged. Oh, I'm sorry. Because she is ranged, but she doesn't do enough damage to be like... That's actually not true at all. She has a lot of damage output. Like, if you can get your energy up, your damage output as Zarya will be insane. Like, you will easily out DPS some of the assassins. But like, I guess the way her auto attacks work, maybe that's why. Probably that's why. Like, that's the only thing I can think about. It just feels really boring to just stand there and just do this. Like, it feels extremely boring. And you can kind of like stutter step if you want to, but it's not needed, and I don't know if it's even any good. But it doesn't... I just killed myself too. But as I said before, her utility and her usefulness in teams is incredible. Like, the fact that you can just save somebody from dying kind of makes you the perfect tank almost. Because that's what... That's kind of what a tank's job is to prevent his teammates from getting hit, and instead getting hit himself. But what Zarya does is she prevents her teammates from getting hit, but also she allows... she doesn't take damage herself, right? She completely negates the damage, and what's even better is her damage scales with how effective she is at soaking up damage for her team. So I chose to go for defensive shielding. Obviously, they have Illidan, they have Zul'jin. It will get obvious value. The block 75% less damage taken is obviously incredible. Can I... I mean, that's fine. That was kind of my bad. I just kind of got greedy and decided to get all of the shots in, which I did. But I thought that maybe I would survive long enough to cast Personal Barrier, which I didn't. Like, clearly, I didn't survive long enough. But yeah, as I said, she has a very healthy talent pool, because, I mean, you can choose all of them. Maybe except of Graviton Surge. It's not good enough. Like, it can set up beautiful combos, right? But if you want to set up combos, why not just play Zeratul? Like that sort of stuff, right? Or why not just have mosh pit? Because those are better ways to do that. People can blink out of your graviton surge. People can predict when it hits pretty easily, because it takes a very long time for it to actually channel down. I'm actually gonna go for explosive barrier, since they have Illidan, who will dive me a lot, and Valera. I will probably get a lot of value from it. So Zarya is sitting there. That was actually a good call by the enemy team going for that camp. Where you should have done the same, but I don't know why we didn't. We have Illidan and Greymane, I don't know why they didn't go for that top bruiser camp. Because if we leave this camp alone, it will get the fort on its own. Like a camp and some minions would get the fort. So it's always good to clear it. And cap it, obviously, for your team. Yeah, so the kind of the bad part about Zarya is when you don't have that energy, like it seems like you are doing nothing. You aren't. To be fair, you aren't. You actually have kind of decent default DPS, but it's after you get that energy going and after you start doing a ton of DPS and a ton of damage with your particle grenades and everything, it's very hard to go back to 0 energy and just sit there for like 20 seconds clearing that minion wave, right? Okay, so the other part, kind of the important part about playing Zarya is the usage of your particle grenade. You never really want to just blow all of the charges at once. And you never really want to be using particle grenade when you don't have energy, because it just won't do enough damage to justify using it. But what you can be doing, like, is if you have a lot of charges, you can use it to scout. Like you pop a grenade there, and it will reveal everything it hits, and obviously damage them a little bit, but that's not really that important. Okay, thank you for popping my shields, though. I like that extra damage. So now we can actually start using our grenades more or less, because we have some damage stacks, some energy stacks, which is pretty damn good. Okay, we have our Expulsion Zone, but we weren't really in the position to follow up there. I also kind of screwed up. Oh no! Man, the time trap kind of screwed me over. I thought I would hit my Expulsion Zone before the time trap would activate, and that way I would get some good damage done onto Illidan there, and obviously save Chromie in the process. But yes, the reason, the other kind of reason why Expulsion Zone is better than Graviton Surge is because it actually does damage. And you will look at it, it's 184 damage? Like, why would you go for it? Well, remember that you have your energy trait, and it will amplify the damage you do. So it immediately goes to 360 when you are at full energy, and after you have stacked your maximum charge, after you can have 120 energy, you will get slightly more damage than that even. So obviously it gets its job done, right? And it can interrupt. Can it interrupt? It interrupts channeled abilities, like for example Rain of Destruction, but I don't think it will interrupt something like Vault from Vala. I'm pretty sure it won't, so that's kind of... Yeah, because it's just a knockback, right? I think that's how it works. So yeah, after you get poisoned to anything, it's always kind of a safe choice to use one of your shields onto yourself or onto your allies, because you will get that guaranteed energy value. Don't run the... Kind of predicted. I predicted Greymane engaging that actually and fighting her, but instead he just straight up ran away. So I wasn't able to get my shield on him earlier, because if he actually ran towards me and fought Valera there, he would have been at like 30% health when I would have shielded him, which would allow him to continue fighting, right? But because he was just running away, I wasn't really able to keep him in the fight, sadly. That's kind of what you want to consider when you have Zarya on your team. You always... It's the same as playing with Abyssur, right? You can kind of overextend a little bit, and like a 1v1 when you have Abyssur or Zarya on your team is not actually a 1v1. You have like more effectiveness in that, right? So you always want to consider those aspects. Okay, she is in the time trap. I think I should... Oh, I'm so dead. But I'm gonna use my ultimate. And I'm gonna push Valeera into me, which is bad. Oh, that was bad. I should have actually casted... I should have ult-casted Expulsion Zone under myself. That way Valeera would have been... like, it would have triggered faster, I think. Yeah, it would have triggered faster, and then Valeera would have been pushed back here. Maybe that would have been enough to let me survive here. But it seems like we don't have... Like, our team comp is kind of more or less bad. Although, as Zarya, I definitely like the fact that we have so much dive. We have Greymane, Illidan, Zeratul, so I can get a lot of value from shielding them, right? But at the same time, I'm a solo tank, and as a tank I'm kind of expected to get the initiations down, and Zarya can't do that. Like, that's her weakness, right? That's why she cannot solo tank, because she can't initiate properly. Like, you can't even compare the initiations that Zarya offers you to somebody like ETC, right? So she's always taken as a second tank. But we do have Zeratul and we do have Illidan Greymane, so we kind of should be more or less fine on that front. It's just the fact that we have Chromie too, and we just don't have a team built around her. And I think she actually went for... Yeah, she went for the reaching through time build, which she shouldn't have done, in my opinion. She should have went for the Bronze Talons build, because we just don't have that... we won't ever be dancing, like we won't ever be poke dancing, so she won't get any value from those talents, in my opinion. Do we want Unstoppable? Maybe? I'm gonna go Pain is Temporary though. Since we are a solo tank, Pain is Temporary seems like a right call here. The amount of shields you can actually get is pretty incredible. You go for Pain is Temporary, then you go for Unyielding Defender, and instead of having 4,000 health, you actually have... I don't know the number, but you probably have like 10k health if you use your shields perfectly and mitigate every single point of damage with the shields. You probably have somewhere around 10k health, and you also shield your allies in the process. So you can be incredibly difficult to kill at the later stages of the game, but you kind of need to get there first. Where is who? Is he actually looking for Abyssur? That is so... He stopped.
Guardians.
Okay, what is happening middle? It seems like somebody's fight. Oh no! I mean, they kind of run. That was actually a good pass for escape, though. Oh, poor Illidan. Okay, we actually survived that. Greymane used his both go for throats there. I mean, that's why Zeratul, like, he plays it like it's alpha, like, right? Because it used to be that you would just have Zeratul or Novas just hunting Abyssurs non-stop. You can't do that anymore. Like, he has mines now, like, Abyssurs got a little bit smarter too, so you can't really use those strategies anymore. You probably will die in the process, especially if you find a lot of the enemy team kind of reacting to your Abyssur hunt, right? So you can't necessarily do that too much. I'm gonna go for... actually, I don't know. Maybe Cleanse can be good versus Valeera? Of course they do. Oh, good. Good job by Zeratul escaping that. I think I'm gonna go for Gain Train instead. I kind of want to shield all of my more teammates versus Gul'dan because of that AoE damage. I kind of want to shield all of them. And it also allows you to get more energy. Like, it's an indirect way to buff your energy gain. And what it also allows you, because kind of people are trained right now to, when they see Zarya's shield, they kind of stop attacking the target. But with the Gain Train, they can't really switch targets, right? Because both people will get that. Oh my god, seriously? I'm messing up this Expulsion Zone so bad. At least the cooldown is super short, it's only 45 seconds, but I feel like I could have done that better. I mean, I definitely could have done that better. I could have actually trapped Gul'dan there. Why is she, like, that's what I'm talking about. She went for the range build and then she isolates herself. You can't do that. I'm gonna shield them so that they get at least a little bit of shielding while I'm dying, which I'm obviously... Wait, I'm actually alive. Oh, that's funny. I actually was trapped inside the wet prison. The kind of the bad part about that is that even though Zarya kind of saved me for a little bit, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I don't get my cooldowns back, so I can't save myself after that, right? If we had a healer, for example, then maybe I would have survived that, but it was almost a wasted Void Prison. Like, maybe he could have used it a little bit better to turn the tides of the flow of the fight into our favor, right? Oh my god, I feel so low energy right now. I'm really sorry about that. I kind of... whatever. Let's go. Let's go, team. Let's fight somebody. Zarya actually goes solo there. He has Mending Strikes, right? Yeah. Oh my god, have you seen, by the way, the Probius trailer and the new UI changes? That is so cool. Like, I'm actually really damn excited about that, because constantly tabbing your tab button and checking the ultimates and everything, it's really damn annoying. But now we can actually see that stuff like real time, so that's gonna definitely be very, very helpful. Please kill him. Oh, I tried to bait him into that stun spots there. Like, if she had bronze talents and she's just running around doing nothing. If she had bronze talents there, Illidan would have been dead by now, by the way. I'm just saying.
My temple's power.
I'm just saying, like, that's like, I'm not saying that... I don't want to say that this is like a bad Chromie player or anything. It's just that that was the wrong call to go for that build, considering our team setups. Yeah, but now we actually have Unyielding Defender, so this means that we can get a lot of a lot more survivability than we already get, and that's gonna help us quite a bit. I feel like this is like the turning point for us. Also, we are super behind. We don't have a keep. They have a boss pushing bottom. Nobody's able to start attacking it just yet, so it will probably get half of the keep done here. Maybe even the full keep. I don't think that we have the damage output, especially if Greymane decides to attack him with his ranged attacks. Oh my god, that opening, Valera plus Abyssur, Jesus Christ, it's strong. Okay, I'm gonna shield you guys, don't worry. But damn, that's actually scary as hell. Okay, I use my... It was a bad fight for us. I also tried to shield Zarya, but again they ran away from me, so I can't really help them out. So yeah, in quick matches, again, I keep saying this, like in quick matches this, in quick matches that, but it's kind of true, right? You can't really play Zarya in quick matches, in my opinion. She's so team dependent. Like, you are literally amplifying the effectiveness of your team. Zul'jin used his trait way too early there, but it doesn't matter because there were siege giants and I think no catapults, but it was just enough to kill the core. I actually died 6 times and killed nothing, and my damage was abysmal, by the way. But I tanked 50k damage, team, so that's cool. Yeah, you definitely need a second tank with you. You need somebody to get some crowd control in. Otherwise, all of your shields, okay, you prevent your teammates from dying, but can you score the kills yourself? And if you can't, like, then what's the point of staying alive in a team fight, right? Because that's kind of why playing support feels pointless at times. Is because yes, you will keep your teammates alive, but if your teammates don't use your healing to kill anybody, then what's even the point to heal your teammates? Like, you achieve nothing with that. You just sit back with your team, taking damage and healing it, right? You need to get stuff done, and Zarya kind of fills in the same category of you are very dependent on your team. So that's kind of my opinion on her. But she is definitely effective, like she is super strong, and in Hero League, every time I played her, I had pretty damn awesome games. But as I said before, I just don't like playing her. So hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, consider subscribing, and see you next time.